Hey guys, so we just finished up riding down here at Bunker Hill on this brand new 2018 YZ450. So a lot of you know already, the bike's all new for 2018. You know, they updated the chassis, motor changes, overall brand new bike. And first impression, I give it a thumbs up. I actually really like this bike. Suspension felt really good. I didn't have a lot of time on the old YZ, so I can't give a good comparison, but for the first time riding this bike, felt comfortable right away. Motor, holy cow. You know, that I've heard a lot of people talk about how good the motor is on this bike, and I'm gonna tell you they're right. This thing has got a lot of power. It's linear, you know, it's with how much power it has, it's still rideable. It comes with 3 different maps, and I'll talk about the Power Tuner app in a second. But overall, man, the motor's just power everywhere. I mean, it's hard to compete with how good this bike is. Like I said, cornering, yeah, it doesn't corner as good as some of the other bikes that I've ridden, but it still corners well. I know they slimmed down the chassis, made the shrouds a little bit thinner, and I think that really does help. The only thing I really noticed when it came to handling is because of the wider front on the bike, it made it a little bit harder to get up on the front of the bike when I was coming in some of the corners, but that just took a little bit of getting used to. But you know, after a few laps, bike felt comfortable, and I was able to ride and just have a really good time. Suspension, like I said, Yamaha has always been known for that. So I literally made no changes. I left the clickers exactly how they come right out of the factory, and I made no changes. Everything felt really good. You can make some minor tweaks if you want to, but for right off the showroom floor, this thing is amazing with the suspension. But the big feature I want to talk about, and what really is, in my opinion, the biggest feature that Yamaha came out with and what they're the industry first to do, is their Power Tuner app. It's pretty amazing to me. I never would have thought, you know, 5-10 years ago that you'd be able to control the mapping on your motorcycle from your very own phone. If you haven't heard of this before, what Yamaha did is they actually have a Wi-Fi signal or a box right here underneath your left side plate. And what you do is you actually connect your phone to the Wi-Fi built into the motorcycle, and it gives you full access. You can tune the motorcycle. You can add power where you want it. You can create your own custom maps. If somebody already has a map that they like, that they think does really well, they can share that map with you. Another cool thing is you don't need an hour meter, because every time you connect your phone to the bike, your phone will actually, it'll start to log your hours. It'll tell you the last time you did an oil change, when you need to do a top end. It just gives you full control over your bike. And at first when I heard about it, I'll be honest, I was like, I don't know if that's really gonna be that useful. Like, how many people are gonna do that? But we had some fun today. We actually went through the different maps that it offers that come stock with the Power Tuner app. But also, Matt Jory at Proven Moto, he ran through all the maps on this bike, dynoed them, and he actually took one of the more powerful maps that was already stock, and just by adding a few things here and there, and you know, if it was rich, he leaned it out and richened up a little bit where it needed it, he's able to add 2 horsepower to the stock map that was already on here. So he shared that map with me, he sent it in a text, pretty freaking cool. And then I just downloaded it to the app, and then I uploaded it to the bike, and it literally took me about 15 seconds to upload the map, and I could go out and ride. And it was really cool. It was just fun to be able to change the mapping, come in, you didn't have to do anything drastic. You literally just open up your phone, it automatically connects when you get close to your bike, upload a new map and go rip, and you find that map that you like, and then you're set and you go have a good time. So yeah, YZ was awesome. Had a really good time. If you're considering this bike, you can't go wrong. The only things, like I said, a little bit harder because it is a little bit wider up at the front. You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about how thin the seat is. So riding it, yeah, I did feel like I was hitting the subframe a little bit when I was having a seat bounce coming out of some of these corners to make some of the jumps. But what I do like is they actually lowered the bike and they raised the foot pegs, from what I understand. So for me, a shorter rider, I'm only 5'8", I still felt like I had plenty of room in the cockpit. When I was coming over some of the braking bumps and the back end was kicking up a little bit, wasn't hitting me in the butt. Like, everything just felt good. The bike just felt planted. And overall, I think Yamaha, they did a really good job with this bike. I really like that Power Tuner app. It's just a fun bike to ride, you know, powerful, rideable, you know, suspension's awesome. Overall, really good bike. So if this is a bike you're considering, I think you got nothing to worry about. But stay tuned, because what we are gonna do is we're gonna take this bike and we're actually gonna make it into more of a work style bike. We're gonna do a bike build on it. So we're gonna get this thing set up, suspension, wheels, everything we wanna get to take this thing out works racing, but we also wanna keep it track worthy. So that's what we're gonna do. So make sure, subscribe to us on YouTube, stay up to date, you know, stay tuned for the bike build we're gonna do shortly on this YZ450. If you guys have any questions about it, you know, how it felt on the track today, I'm more than happy to answer your questions, tell you about my thoughts, my experiences. So just comment below and we will get your questions answered. Make sure you head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com for all your parts, apparel, and accessories. We ship for free over $75. And for anything apparel, if you don't like the fit, send it back to us in brand new unused condition, and we give you free shipping both ways on your first exchange. I'm Chase here at Rocky Mountain. We'll see you on the trails.